No, I think Noni deserves a lot of credit as well.
Yeah.
For that one. Firstly, I think people need to calm down with the whole, in my match reaction, Takish, apologize to Noni. Listen, it's a long season and it's about the season, right? And that was a very good performance from Noni. In my match reaction, I mentioned it and I mentioned it here. Very good performance. If he can keep that up in Saka's absence, rotating in for Saka when Saka's quiet, coming in and doing that, great signing. But, at the time, it was the profile, it was the value, it was how hard we was going for him. It just didn't make sense. Obviously, with Saka out, he's had his opportunity and he really stepped up. He was terrorizing the Forest left back. Who was it at the first half? Montaro?
Yeah, took him off, didn't they, and put Williams on there, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Williams switched over. Did he start a right back?
He switched over. I think he switched over.
Like, yeah, so
Noni was really...
Could just go on to that point, Turkish, you know what I mean, like, about Madueke, because everybody's going on about that, like, people apologising. Listen, it didn't seem right at the time, the timing right, but once the window was shut, it was perfect because we got everything we wanted, and he was part of it, like, you know what I mean, like, he weren't, which people felt, Gyökeres wasn't signed then. Eze, like we was allowing Eze to go to Spurs, which people couldn't understand. In the end, Eze's come there, and now all of a sudden, it all worked out. But like there was a little bit of panic from fans. I was like furious, like that we hadn't got we was haggling over £1 million for Gyökeres, but we'd spent 52 million on Noni. At the end of the day, that I think a lot of that was down to not about the signing, not about the player. I was speaking to a Chelsea fan yesterday. He said, "What have you done to him? What have you done to him?" He said, "He never done that for us the whole time he was here." So, I get why people were a little bit funny about it, but it was never for me the criticism of the player. It was the timing and whatever. Like, look, listen, all the blocks fell into place at the end of the day, and it was, and I think because of that, his confidence is booming, like, and I will say this: he got unbelievable reception when he come off on Saturday as well, like, so Arsenal fans can be a little bit boisterous, but at the end of the day, we are very, very forgiving as well, like, you know what I mean?
No, but hold on. But also, Lee, people need to relax, because I remember when we wanted Eze. And remember that Man United, we just won 1-0 away. Madueke's coming on left wing, not Trossard. Actually, maybe he wasn't in the squad. Anyway, Madueke's the one coming on left wing. Eze's on the brink of going to Tottenham. As every report, so people can't tell me that they knew he was coming. He was on the brink of going to Tottenham. And when we were all saying, go get Eze as your left winger, I remember everyone saying, but he's not a winger. He's a 10. You can't play him there because he's not really a winger. He can't do what... And I saw him as a touchline winger on the weekend, beating his fullback time and time again as well. So, once we got Eze, I remember live on AFTV, I asked the question, does it make you all prefer the Madueke signing? And more often than not, people said, yeah, because suddenly it was like, oh, I get it now. I know his role, not as let's turn you into something that we've only seen you do for 6 games at Chelsea and hope that's the answer to the title. No, we said you can be an option. But the other option is Eze, the guy who's been winning FA Cups for Crystal Palace, or at least helping. So, the context always matters. The minute Eze walked through the door, I looked so much more favourably on that Madueke deal.
Yeah,
so
100%.
And I thought, and I will pass to Jordan up, I thought Madueke was sensational on the weekend, time and time again. And the fact he didn't get everything right was even better, because the things he got wrong, and Eze got some things wrong too, almost speak to what he said in his post-match, which is Arteta gives us the freedom to attack. What are you giggling?
No, be careful.
Sensational.
He wasn't in the last show. Yeah.
Well, you can't say. Why can't we say sensational?
No, James, you can. You can, James. You can this week. You can.
Lee said Madueke was sensational for England on the last pod, and then Jordan was like, I wouldn't say sensational. Like, I don't know why. Literally the same word for word.
Oh, there we go. I thought you could tell I've been tuning in my absence. But sorry, guys, I've been very busy. But yeah, I thought, look, I don't think that word is too big for his performance on the weekend, because he had that fullback murdered time and time again. The amount of times he got to the byline, I actually think he almost beat the fullback too much to the point where I don't think he actually quite knew what to do sometimes with the cutback or whatever. But he played some brilliantly chipped balls to the back post, which I think Arsenal could have attacked better. And what I liked was there was a range from hitting the byline to actually taking the cross early on his left foot and picking players out. He got things wrong, but so did Eze. But I like that because that's what wingers are meant to do. They're given the chance to try and there's more margin for error for them in the hope they get a bit more right. And I thought they were fantastic with Waneri coming on, with Ødegaard and Saka missing. It's looking really good, guys, from an attacking perspective. What a turnaround from a team that had Marino up front and kids on the bench to try and.
Because I think we're yet to click as well. I mean, there was a couple. I'll say 3 passages of play. One of them didn't actually lead to anything. One led to Nwaneri shot over the bar, and one led to Gyökeres smashing the crossbar. Those 3 moments, the passages of play that led to those moments. The other one was the first half with Marino and Eze, quick 1-2s, one-touch passing. The second half, the Gyökeres one, where it was Calafiori down the line, Gyökeres cuts in to Madueke, keeps his run going round.
A couple of players I want to mention. Let's start Madueke. Because I'm with Turkish. Like, I'm getting DMs from so many people the weekend. Oh, what you said about Madueke now? Where's the apology for Noni Madueke now? What you said? I'm like, if you think the Madueke's performance was brilliant, as it was, he was excellent on Saturday. If you think he was brilliant on Saturday, but you're the same people saying that he was brilliant or sensational against Liverpool in the previous game, well then, I don't understand what football games you're watching, because there was a clear difference between Saturday and his England performances and the Liverpool game. There's a clear difference. So if anything, I've been vindicated because I wasn't even bashing Madueke. If you listen to, I wasn't bashing him. I was bashing the people that were overpraising him. I wasn't criticizing him. So all those DMing me now say, "Oh, what are you gonna say now?" I'm like, bro. If anything, I've been proven correct. Do you know how many times, guys, he beat his man on the weekend? Do you know how many times?
Enough times.
Officially.
7.
Oh, wow.
He beat his man 7 times, 5 in the first half. Like, literally getting, not like taking on, not looking a threat, beating his man 7 times in a game. That's wing play. 3 or 4 really good crosses, couple of shots on target. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not even judging him or the flirter by goals. Not even goals, just wing play. Beat your man, get a cross in, get shots off. That is what I want to see from him. So big up Madueke. He was brilliant. He was brilliant. And as James says, there were certain points where he beat his man. He does this really annoying thing where he beats his man and then he takes another touch and gets really close to the byline. And I'm like, bro, just cross it. And he does cross it in the end, but he gets really close to the byline, for me a bit unnecessarily. But he had his guy cooked.
That Elliot Anderson fake was disgusting.
It was horrible. So I'm prepared to give Madueke all the praise when I see that. That's what I want from my wingers. Beat your man, or at least try and beat your man. So I want to pick up.
And you know what it highlights, Jordan, on that, just because before you move on, what it highlights is generally what we've been saying about the need for a mold of winger that can take on his man, that wants to. You know, and against Forest, you mentioned Madueke, and I'm sure you're going to mention Eze, but we had 2 that was taking on their man and beating their man. Eze not as much because we were still heavily right side orientated, right? But when Eze still had 3 moments in that game where on a highlight reel, you look at it, drop of the shoulder off. So I think again, I hope this lights a fire up Martinelli, but it also highlights what we needed on top of what we lacked last season and the season before, which is more directness from our wingers, and I think that's exactly what he brought.
I don't think Madueke's got the kind of finesse of some of the best wingers around, but use that word. He's direct. I think that's why he was signed, because he's direct. He's going to go at you. So I want to big him up and give him his flowers, first of all.